got in the closet.
Girl, we went to Africa for like 5 years.
It's like kind of.
Alright, y'all have about another minute before computers need to be closed.
Hey, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about
What happened?
Hey, Miss Ball, can I get some wood?
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Get my boy.
Oh, you don't have no brains.
And alright, it is 8:30. So this time, shut your laptops. You do not need them for the rest of the class.
You don't know.
You all have.
Mine's just on shut up. Some people went low fast and I would know which one. No, you do.
I think my at this time, you guys need to do your warm-ups, which are in those packets on your desk. Please take this time.
I didn't have that. What's your
Y'all. Alright.
36, what are you saying?
You 36?
Yes.
Okay, that's not the same thing.
We are, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going into Sabian.
Thank you, what are you saying?
We are not doing integrity today because we have a seminar. Your packet, your warm-up is on you guys.
You know what you want.
Please. Alright, you now have 3 minutes to tell me your warm-up. On your packet, on your desk.
You're wrong.
Okay.
Sorry. You lost the argument.
I didn't do it because I'm watching. Why did y'all talk to my best friend like that? Who was talking to you? I believe I talked to my best friend. I told my best friend.
I know, right?
I'm ready to start. I think it's really unfair.
Alright.
That you put, is it April 13th or the 14th?
Y'all have about 2.5
It's the
minutes.
22nd.
It's 13.
So is it the 13th? Oh, today's Wednesday. Birthday jury. What do you think today is?
Common sense.
It's common sense to mind your business. Thank you.
Common sense is on your warm
No, I'm not dumb. Okay, bro.
It's alright.
Hey.
What's the pros and
Take another minute.
What is a pro? Is this Socratic Seminar on the book or on something?
It's on the book. So what exactly is it? So what questions are we actually answering? Are we gonna have one of these every Friday?
Alright, 20 seconds.
Exactly, you got some on the side.
So, what do you think the estimated amount of chapters is? How many chapters did we read so far?
Okay,
You said a homework.
I guess, Amir,
Yes.
would you please read the Common Core standard on your paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Please. Let's give Amir a silent audience, please.
This is right here, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Prompted conversations by posing and responding to questions that probe reasoning and evidence. Ensure adhering to a full range of positions on a topic or issue. Clarify, verify, or challenge ideas and conclusions. And promote divergent and creative perspectives.
Does anyone have the faintest idea what those words mean? Maya, go for it. What do you think?
Well, divergent means different, right?
Different, right? So, what would divergent and creative perspectives be?
Right.
It does mean different. So, what do you think divergent and creative perspectives might be?
So like different creative perspectives.
Different creative perspectives.
That's
So,
what the question.
considering, hold on now, considering that we are doing a Socratic Seminar today, what do you think we're supposed to do with different and creative perspectives?
So your opinion.
Considering,
I said so your opinion.
give your opinions on it. What else?
Can you rephrase your question?
Maya pointed out that one part of the standard is to promote divergent, means different, and creative perspectives. What do you think it means to promote different and creative perspectives?
I know it's just hard to say.
Oh, did we get point? Oh, okay.
Like it's in my head. It's so hard.
Wait, can you repeat
You
yourself?
said promote
Yeah.
what?
Promote different and creative perspectives. Brenda, what do you think?
Like to contribute to the group different kind of ideas and like your thinking, even though if it's different, like so that
Alright, Brenda's talking.
Oh.
so that the other people can like have a different perspective of the topic.
Wonderful. So other people can have a perspective of the topic, alright? To contribute different kinds of opinions. What do you think you as classmates are supposed to do when you're here to contribute different kinds of opinions? Amir?
Oh yeah, I'm about to add on this.
Add on to it,
Yeah,
please.
so like when you promote, right? What we was doing it last time when we was like asking questions to other people, like he's like, oh, Sonny, what you got to say about this? Well, Sativa, what you got to say about this? So that's, I guess that's what I mean by promoting and stuff like that.
Lovely, right? Asking people, getting people to respond to your questions. Alright, so what we want to do today in our seminar, because part of what we're doing is talking about the book, and part of what we're doing is working on our academic discussions, which you guys have had some really, really excellent academic discussions in this class. Answer your question 1 second, Aaliyah. And I just wanted to introduce some kind of structures so we can get everybody participating. We can start to make these even more productive discussions. Yes, Aaliyah?
Are we going to answer these questions?
Yes. For your warm-up questions. Can somebody tell me something that you feel like you need to improve on when in your academic discussions? Let's hear from Sadria. know what's going on.
Like asking questions.
Right.
Like that.
Exactly. Asking some questions. That's something we want to focus on being able to do well. I saw Maya's hand. Yeah.
I said, like, for me, focus on the question, because, like, in, like, seminars, people kind of get off track with it. I can't get off track for answering the questions, so.
Wonderful. So let's focus in. And Raul, what do you think?
Like, not only participate in the discussion, but like also ensure that others like say something in the discussion.
Right, right. Get other people talking. That's part of what Brenda and Amir brought up with differing perspectives, listening to other people's opinions, considering other people's opinions, even if they're different from your own, right? So, will somebody please read our objective for the seminar today?
The second question.
I'm gonna get to that one. Sadria, will you read it?
Students will be able to ask probing questions about the text and examine verifying viewpoints and opinions by participating in the student-led Socratic Seminar based on their reading of Wuthering Heights.
Alright, so, Aaliyah, what do you think a probing question is?
I don't know.
Okay, let's see. Bree, why don't you try? What do you think?
I said a probing question is a question that challenges ideas from a creative perspective that deepens your thinking. You're a jerk.
Beautiful. That was.
I didn't. That's what I read this down and I was you said it was.
Could you repeat that one more time? That was a beautiful definition.
My haters always gotta hate. I said a probing question is a question that challenges ideas from a creative perspective that deepens thinking.
So can you give us an example of a probing question? How about a probing question about your day? How could you ask a probing question about how your day was?
Is it like when you ask a question and then they answer and then you tell them and you ask them another question that makes them think more about it?
Right. You're asking questions to deepen thinking.
Like what new things did you learn today?
You want an example?
Sure.
I don't know exactly.
Yeah, so if I'm asking Azania, how was your day today, Azania? She could say, how's your day been so far, Azania?
Boring.
Boring.
Can I
Okay.
answer that?
How was it boring?
Nothing really happened, same old routine. Oh, I had a class school this morning, that was good.
Oh, great. Challenging her perspective right there. Something nice that happened.
Strawberry
So-
peach. Is that
Strawberry and papaya, I think.
Beautiful. All right.
And that was like ugly.
So anything that starts to get you to think more deeply, not just asking factual questions, asking you how this happened, why this happened, starting to really consider the ideas behind what's going on. So we're going to focus on trying to ask these sort of deeper questions about the text. And that's going to be something that this form of discussion is going to help you guys, because I know you're all struggling with reading Wuthering Heights, but this is one way when we start to have really serious-minded, focused academic discussions. This is one way that you can all start to offer your divergent perspectives. You can all start to sort of build on each other's ideas. Yes, Erica?
When you say a program question, is an example like you connect a book to another book or connecting it to a real world type?
Beautiful. So when you're asking a question that's making those connections between other books, between real world. All right. Can somebody read what your assessments for today are going to be? Sadria, you do the first one. Leroy, you do the second one, okay?
What you say?
Sadria, read
That you always read it.
the first assessment for us, my dear.
Each student will contribute at least 2 points to their discussion. They must either ask probing questions or respond to another person in that space.
Nice. Okay. So that's something that I really want. I want Mr. Ellis, if you could pause 1 second. Yes, Aaliyah, what's your question?
Is everyone, like, people outside can go to?
Yes. Yes. That's something that we've been noticing about our seminars is we have great discussions, but it's always like a few people who are sort of leading the discussion. there's always a few people who get sort of left out of the discussion, and we want to just give everyone a chance to contribute everything. Because talking to you guys individually, we've heard your questions, we've heard your ideas. We want to get that into the circle here. So if you guys will look at these cups. Evie Marie, I said pause. This is the verbal one. These cups have beans in them. You each have 2 beans. Each bean is for a point. When you make a point or ask a question, take a bean out of the cup. I wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't eat it. It's gonna be gross. When you have taken both out, turn your cup upside down. This is gonna force the people who talk a lot, who have a lot of things to say, to really consider your opinions, what you really need to get out there. And when you notice that people's cups start to go upside down, we're starting to run out, that's going to be time for somebody who hasn't talked as much to remember, oh yeah, I need to take a turn. I need to take one of my beans out of my cup. When everybody's cup is empty, then we can start over again. Then people can keep going to more natural conversation. Does anyone agree? Do you have an objection to that?
No, I'm just saying, like, what if my cup upside down? Like, I feel more just in there.
Then you gotta end whatever the last thing you said with a question to try and get other people talking, right? So that you can get back in there.
She just wants y'all to stop talking.
Can I get some more beans? What's our grade for this?
You can have more turns to talk when everybody does. We just want to make the room. We want to make the room more even for contributing.
I'm gonna get everybody 2 beans.
Leroy, yes. Everybody has the same number of beans.
I don't have no beans.
No, I wanna know, just like, what's the
We
high?
have 2 cups. Well, nope, 2 cups, not gonna work. Leroy, did you have an objection to anything? You have an objection, a comment to make about the bean situation?
Why just me?
You just looked like you were objecting. You looked like you were grumbling on something. Alright. Maybe so. Maybe next time, if this works out, we can start doing
Wait.
beans.
What's gonna happen if we not
Leroy, do you have a question?
That's right.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the order of speaking? Then, Leroy.
White stuff?
I'm sorry?
Also, let me take those for your partner.
So, Leroy, we're the rules, the written assessment. Yo, please allow Leroy to read the next assessment for today. Leroy?
Yes. Students will take notes in order to provide feedback of the seminar upon the performance. Students will complete a self-assessment of the seminar.
Right. And this is what you guys have been doing. I've seen a lot of good feedback. I've seen a lot of good self-assessment. We just want to really focus in on it. We just want to make it a little bit more routine so you guys can give good feedback. In the back of your packets, we have the same sheets that you guys have had. So if you're on the outer circle, turn to your last sheet. Put your partner's name on the top of it.
Looks like no.
If you're on the inner circle, you're not worried about that shit yet.
When it says partner name, right? Say it again.
Let's say a wall.
My friends on the outer circle.
Say this to you or
You gotta get on that. Ladies, gentlemen,
It's
real quick. You will
Half shot.
notice, Sadria, we hold up those post-it notes I put back there for you. They're sitting next to your computer, yeah. Hold them up. My friends on the outer circle. If you notice that your partner really needs something, if you notice that your partner maybe neglected to bring up a good point, or maybe needs to ask a question,
What's my name?
you can slip them a note. That's another way we can start getting feedback. If you receive a note from your partner, make sure you stick it on your self-evaluation sheet so we can see how you guys are doing with this process. Okay, so take the next 3 minutes, you guys. The sheet on the back of today's agenda is a rubric for today. Take the next couple minutes to read over that rubric.
You didn't even read the last thing.
Yes, I did. Sorry.
Huh? Take 3 minutes, y'all. 3 minutes to read this silently and independently to Shaya.
Miss Gabba, stop watching
You
me.
guys are gonna have time to talk in just a second. I want you to read over the rubric, see if you have any questions.
I do.
Take silent reading right now. Mark your questions, and I will answer them when everybody has looked over it.
Can I get some sticky notes?
No.
Girl, you got no sticky notes.
You got all, she had all the sticky
I ain't been
notes.
someone talking about that.
Shaya, read over your rubric.
I put it in my best.
Can I get some on the start? No, I don't have ready. Shut up. And then we don't know, but I want to put some sticky notes so I can remember.
Maybe it's called some sunburst. It's mine when it's sunburst.
It ain't
Just
no.
so okay, but you can sad, you had to put sad on.
You all.
Yeah, sunburst. Yes, it is. Sorry.
Thank you.
Who, me?
They breathing.
Yeah, I'm talking to my girlfriend.
Something else. I know Socratic Seminar is much volume.
So,
I know I'm a girl.
does anybody, have you all had a chance to look over your rubrics? You know I'm talking. Does anybody have any questions about it? I know Donna had a question. Do you want to ask that? For the group?
Oh, I said, what did you mean when you said I offer some solid analysis without prompting?
That is in the 3 and 4 category, offering analysis without prompting. Prompting just means somebody asks you directly. If you offer it individually, come up with it, offer your own analysis, that's how you get to it. Yes, ma'am, Aaliyah.
Y'all doing this or we doing this for our fun?
We are grading on the rubric. You guys can keep the rubric in mind while you're giving partner feedback. You are not filling it out on this sheet. Yes, Bree.
When you say I'm referring mainly to material we covered in class, what material you gonna cover?
Anything we cover in class.
Like,
Like tone,
oh, okay, so
news, book, notes. Alright. Any other questions before we get started? I have one. Hurry up, my dear. Okay, so one more thing I want to point out to you guys is this thing called a sociogram. And this is just another weird tool that might help us keep track. So I'm going to be sitting here listening to you guys and put everybody's name down on it and draw lines every time someone responds. So we can sort of see, like, is somebody responding more to one person's questions or another? This is another way of just sort of monitoring your progress. Okay. Are y'all ready to start?
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, Bree.
Is that the outside circle or the inner circle?
This is the inner circle.
Oh, because that is definitely upside down.
It is upside down. That's true. It's a reflection. Oh, I am.
Okay, that's
I've been
saying
telling you this.
y'all.
I've been telling you this for the last 3 months. It's true. On page 3 of your packet, I have some questions. I'm sorry, back of that one. On page 4, my apologies. I have some questions for you guys to start off with. We've had some seminars that have been mostly teacher-led, and I've heard you guys have some really good discussions, so I want this one to be mostly student-led. Yes?
You can take notes for like when you write your partner feedback.
You can write those on the partner evaluation sheet, the last one in your packet. We are going to have these seminars. Each circle is going to have, it's going to be pretty short. This is kind of a short class period, and I introduced a lot of things, so I appreciate you guys for sticking with me for this. So each seminar is going to be 17 minutes, and then we're going to switch, give some feedback for 3 minutes, switch circles. Alright? How's that sound?
How long is this class for?
So 9:35. 9:42?
What?
You can say for 9:35.
Yeah, I thought you said my name.
Alright.
No.
Inner circle. Inner circle
Are y'all ready to start?
I was dropping my head.
Where you dropping your head?
Where am
Is
I
that one of the
dropping my
questions?
head?
I have a question.
Maya, is that one of the questions?
Is Inner Circle ready to start?
No. Yeah.
Were you ever dropped on your head?
Alright.
She's not asking questions.
So if I could have, if I could have the outer circle, get ready.
My name is
Who said I read my
I'm
class?
sorry.
I didn't say
Alright.
She dropped the bean.
Don't say
Don't drop the
It's on
bean.
one list.
I
Dropped my bean.
I didn't say
Oh,
anything.
No,
I'm dropping my beans.
Inner circle, outer circle.
That's how you sit down.
We're running out of time. We're gonna shorten this.
I forgot. I'll bring it on Monday.
Fish bake pasta and plants.
Alright, Tashaya.
Huh? Yes.
Ladies, gentlemen.
I'm ready.
Please, inner circle, you have the floor. Outer circle is silent and open to their partner evaluation sheets.
I have a question. So we can only like talk or ask a question or whatever like 2 times or whatever. How are we gonna just keep doing this?
We want to do that for
We're gonna do it on the way that their partners respond. Okay? We good? Please, inner circle, go for it.
Question 1.
I'm sorry. What predictions can we make about the house Wuthering Heights and the rest of the characters based on the mood of the first few chapters?
What?
What inferences can we make about the house Wuthering Heights and like the rest of the characters in the book?
What inference?
I think Mr. Heathcliff has been through a lot, but like I feel as though this house, like it means a lot to him. But like this house has clearly been so much, so like I feel as though like he's reminiscing on it, but like something like really bad happened to him in this house, so he's like trying to penalize everybody so that they understand where he's coming from and why he feels as though he's feeling right now.
I agree with Taishai because I think that like she said, something like the house probably has a lot of history, even though it hurts him to be there. He kind of like can't leave it because he's attached to it, and maybe the people or persons that live there and the past that it kind of holds, you know. So I agree.
I agree too, because I think that his wife died in the house or whatever, so that's probably why he's staying there, because like he wants to like remember all the things he used to do with his wife or whatever and stuff like that. But yeah.
I agree with Taishaya, Azania, and Amir because maybe what happened in the house in the past kind of reflects on how he acts right now with Mr. Lockwood, because he gives off like a weird mood, like he's antisocial and stuff, so like maybe that's why he acts that way, and it sets off that mood of like depressing and like really anxiety in the house.
I agree with everybody. Because like sometimes where you live is actually like part of your identity. It's like a place where you go sleep. It's like a place where like you were like created, literally. Like who you are and like how you act. It's like the place where you were born in a way. And I guess to him, the house is like who he is, and like he can't find another place like that would be like him. He can't find another place that would suit him, that would fit to his character, if that makes sense.
Now I'm talking about Lockwood.
Heathcliff.
Oh, who was the ghost, and how does her parents change the story? What do you think? Her relationship.
Oh, it was a ghost?
Heathcliff was like, yeah, in chapter 3. Oh, he was sleeping in that little down part with the diaries. You know? Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Well, since his wife died in the house, right?
I don't know.
Well, I think it's his wife. That's what I think. Yeah.
Did he ever get married to her?
It said he had a wife.
Yeah, and he,
So the ghost has to be his wife.
What chapter are we on? I thought we were still on chapter 1.
to chapter 3.
We can skip tomorrow. We don't have to. It's just like the focus points, like the.
Wait, you talking about the
not
ghost
main
light?
Yes,
chapter.
this is why.
So how does your parents change the story?
To stop any further confusion, Mrs. Heathcliff, that's who Mr. Lockwood assumed that that his daughter-in-law was Mrs. Heathcliff, but it's not.
So the ghost he wasn't married to her?
We don't know really who the ghost.
That's not answer to my question.
So how does her name?
No, it is.
So are they gonna?
Yeah.
He thought that it was his wife.
Mr. Lockwood thought that it was
Yeah.
his, that it was Mr. I don't want to continue this, but Mrs. Heathcliff never existed. It was a confusion.
That don't make any sense.
So why do you have
a child?
So he's a loner. So later on,
Let's get back to what you guys were saying.
So how does her appearance change the story? Like, are they gonna like? How does it change the story?
The ghost?
Yeah, her appearance and like Mr. Heathcliff's all shaken up about it in the diaries. How does that change the story?
I think that it brings up like a past feeling.
Yeah.
Regardless of like.
Let me tell you what I think.
Okay.
I think, you know how like it was what's her name, Catherine and Mr. What's that man with H? Mr. Hidley? No, not that man. Mr. Hidley, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hidley.
Yeah.
Right? And they was all like living there and stuff. I think that like the ghost like died there because like either Mr. Heathcliff like he got upset because something, or he wanted to like be them because Mr. Hidley was like he was like being disrespectful to him and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like Kathy like his only like confidant and stuff.
I think Mr. Heathcliff is hiding something. He just don't want nobody to know. That's why he's so anti-social.
Yeah, and the diaries. That's why he gave away the diaries.
Yeah.
There's a bed in there, so that probably means he like kind of tortures himself a lot.
See, that's
Somebody
what I
probably
said.
killed
I thought it was
somebody.
at first, but you know.
Wait, can you repeat that? You said there's a bed right now?
Yeah, there's a bed in there.
So what do you mean he tortures himself?
Like he goes in there and he reads about all the things that happened before him that he can't change anymore. That's torture.
So
He
But-
probably feels guilty. He feels guilty.
You feel guilty.
Yeah.
But what if he's just remembering things? He's like,
But he's staying in a house where this girl died, and he's super antisocial. And then in the book, it's talking about how it's going to tell the backstory of what happened to them. So obviously, it must have changed his character a lot tremendously.
He killed her.
So that was
Earthly, can I ask questions on the outside?
Yeah, I think so.
Pause, outer circle, save your comments. I'm noticing that a few people have talked a lot.
Don't come at her like that. For real. Don't come at her.
Andrea, chill.
Can I go?
Brenda.
There's still some people who have not spoken as much in the inner circle. Yes, go.
Okay, let me tell you. I think
I took a beat now.
that
Go take books.
okay, I think that
No, I'm going to continue this on.
that Mr. Heathcliff, I think that he killed that girl. or it was so many of them that he started to search for her, and then she came across like this little opening and then like made a little room out of it, and then that's why she started writing her diaries, because she knew that someone was gonna find her one day, or like she was getting tortured or something, and then she stayed in that room, and maybe that's where Mr. Heathcliff put her. You get what I'm saying?
No, I don't think that happened because they were talking about how Kathy was his confidant and his friend. So I don't think Kathy, the ghost. That's why she's in the back of the room.
Oh, Catherine?
Catherine. They called her Kathy because her mother's name was Catherine.
How many
Because they got all these like last names. Like they said that the Herschel was the last one from the whatever family. You read that part?
Mm-hmm.
Say it again.
Right. I'm about to say, you gotta be clear about what you're saying. You can't say, you know.
How you know the name?
I think Rihanna, we read it.
Yeah, I read ahead, so I would expect.
What chapter is y'all?
Going to
I mean, I'm on like 3, 4. I just entered with 4 yesterday.
So Rhoda, what do you think happened in the house?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She probably
What do you think Mr. Heathcliff killed like the Catherine's son? Or what do you think happened in the room?
I don't really know because let me check it too. But I want to answer the last question, the first question that you asked. I think that Mr. Lovewood, he even though he's not being treated like in a good way because of Mr. Heathcliff character and how he acts, he I think he will want to stay there and like discover what happened and like keep reading the diaries and all that.
See, that's country people for real. I'm not staying over. I see a ghost. I'm getting out.
What's the question you asked?
I don't think that's
The first question. That's the first question.
What?
You sound like, what did he have?
No, like what's happening in the house? Why is it so mysterious?
Oh, I would ask why do you guys think he didn't want Lockwood to sleep in the room with the diaries, but we kind of been answering that. Go ahead, Leland.
Wait, who got my mask?
Why do you think Heathcliff, the antisocial guy, didn't want Lockwood to sleep in the room with the diaries?
Maybe because something like happened in the room.
Because the diary is like the way that the people who used to live there, that's kind of like their portal to like the present time in the book. So he probably doesn't want him to be there, so that way Mr. Lockwood doesn't get like this impression of Mr. Heathcliff that he's like a bad person and like start to understand why there's this room and why he's so mysterious and why his house is mysterious.
Or because
He gets nothing else.
I think so.
So who?
Now he walked in there and then the little
The guy
Yeah,
that
but
made
the
put the
Wait,
dogs
no,
on
Raul
because he
was
thought
that
she was
just
still
yeah.
awake.
I'm just gonna talk over
Okay.
you.
or because maybe that's his personal stuff. Like let's say you had a sister or like a brother who passed away and they had a diary and then they passed away. Would you want some stranger coming into your house and reading their stuff?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I mean that makes sense because you don't want your house to be no museum, so I mean
Yeah.
So I thought it was a man that was told that wasn't
Oh,
allowed in the
like if
house.
somebody dies and like you only have like certain things of them, you're gonna like usually if you like love them, care about them, you will preserve those things. So
Wasn't the man that wasn't supposed to be allowed to come in the house or something?
no, I can't remember why he walked there, but he did go there and it started snowing, so there's stuff there. And then he got like attacked by dogs, so he had to stay there. It was a lot.
I don't understand why.
So wait a minute. The maid, the one who was cleaning up, is his daughter, I believe, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this question right here. Based on what we've seen so far, what is Heathcliff's family like?
Hey.
I lost my second.
They are antisocial, they are secretive, they are probably headstrong.
We said headstrong. What's that?
Yeah.
They're
Like stuck in their ways, kind of like and believe what like they believe like kind of stuck in their ways. That's not headstrong.
Wait. So who's the maid again?
The maid is his daughter.
Do we know that?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get clarification. That's all.
I think they are kind of scared of strangers because like they have this history and like this past that they don't want people to know about. And like since Mr. Lockwood is there, like they are like scared that he will find out like what the family is like and what they have.
That's true.
I kind of feel something different. I feel as though that I think that his daughter's somebody like fear him because, like, for some reason, it just seems like he's a man that's capable of many things. But, like, he's antisocial, yeah. But like, he seems like a man that's like been through a lot. So like, he hasn't really been able to express himself on how he feels, and he just holds it all in. But when the time comes and like everything comes to him at once, I think this man is going to like really lose his mind.
I feel like I agree, but I also disagree because I feel like he's like got a lot of stuff and he's probably like angry or like sad underneath it. But I don't think they stay with him because they fear him. I think they stay with him because they probably like pity him to an extent, or and like if they don't care for him, then like who else does he have? especially after this girl died who he probably cared about. Like, he can't afford to lose anybody else, I think, and I think they know that, and they also don't want to kind of lose him and let him just leave him there to kind of like shrivel up.
You're talking about like Heathcliff and why they stay with him?
Yeah, and I'm sure they love him, but like sometimes even if you love somebody, it's better to like sometimes you can't always stay around them just because you love them because they're toxic for you. But I feel like in this case, if he didn't have them, he'd probably go.
And you're talking about the maid.
The maid and what's his name? The guy and her maid.
So what if like you ever heard people say like if you grow up like you ever hear like people say like they grew up in one house so they've always lived there their whole life? So what if like this daughter-in-law has like lived there forever so it's the only thing that she really knows? And then what if like Mr. Heathcliff like what if he inherited this house and like he had his family live there and then they were all just like living there and then when Catherine died or whoever died in the house, like he started to like let himself go and like let the house go too. So maybe she's not really like a maid, but maybe she's just like cleaning up because that's what she lives at because she doesn't know where else to live.
That's true.
Oh, I have an idea. What if it's like a curse on there or something? He don't really like own the house. Like, he don't really own the house. Like he just came there and then he was getting haunted by these by these spirits or whatever. And the spirits wouldn't let him leave the house. So he had to like stand there and like keep everything secret so the spirits won't get out or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a little bit more real life than that, but okay.
Nah.
But it's like it's a gothic. This book is like a gothic novel. So you gotta think of like gothic people. They're like black and white, very mysterious.
Gothic during that time period didn't mean what it means now.
Like
what it meant?
It's more like romantic, a tragedy, or something that
You got a whole bunch of
gothic in the
tragedy.
sense that you're thinking.
Yeah,
Remember,
like,
Heathcliff was an
like,
orphan, so he doesn't have family. So to say that he doesn't have any family, he was an orphan.
So so that's like that's what I'm saying. Like this is probably like the only people he has. Like, even if they're not his real family, that it's like the closest thing.
This talk for but doesn't it have like make sense because like they're in this like open space so like maybe like back in the day there used to be like people who actually used to come through there but they're like you know how like they've gone through like putting cities like in different places that got isolated in one spot so when he inherited it was like busy and like full of people but now since they created these other towns around it and far from it that it's become isolated so maybe the people who live at where the Mr. Lockwood is, right?
No, it's where Mr. Heathcliff is at.
Oh, right. Brain, right? So what if like he inherited both of those houses from his past family, and then like he let his family live there, and now that it's isolated from everything, like they become like accustomed to themselves, so they don't really interact with other people, and then when the people from when they come over, it's kind of weird because like you've never had like people actually come over and want to see you as much as they used to because you're so isolated.
No, but I just realized. But dog, like I said,
that makes
one
sense.
I want to let Bree have the last point because we got to switch for time.
But one thing, please.
Make your point. Can you make it quick?
Okay, so but Mr. Heathcliff was an orphan, right? He was sent to live there, right? He wasn't supposed to inherit anything.
Right, you're right.
And so wasn't Kathy the daughter of the guy that lived there? So doesn't that mean she was supposed to she died. Inherit and did he have a son? I'm not sure.
Yes.
But he wasn't supposed to inherit anything, so why did he inherit the house?
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
See, I told you. See, did I say that? I said Heathcliff just came there.
It's 9:13. Can you put your beans in
Yeah,
there?
I said first.
2 minutes. Debrief with your partner and switch places.
Shut up. Can I do okay?
The information that y'all got wrong. But we'll be out of there. You're getting it though.
I'm going to write down here. What is it?
Alright. Take about a minute and a half more. Uncle Lee, you got your bag in. If you haven't moved, make sure you're moving.
Oh my God.
Get out my face.
It's a question. I was the mom. I always get the good one.
No, what happened was the son of the father of the house.
Alright, so if everyone please take your places. Let's get this started for 9:16. So let's bring up everybody so we have time for partner evaluation and feedback. Outer circle, turn to your feedback sheets. Maya, Sabian, can you guys please have a seat?
Your stuff up there.
Maya, come sit down, my friend.
I'm trying to get my stuff.
So, we need to get started.
Let me do what I do best.
Alright, let's hear some good academic arguments. Sabian, outer circle, you ready? Sabrina's ready?
Good morning, people. Good morning.
I got a group on.
Ask some questions. I'm gonna start.
How long you guys doing this time?
You guys have, we will do 16 minutes. So you guys just want to do a quick evaluation. Yeah. So let's go ahead and start.
Wait, Miss Hartson got it.
Based on what we've seen so far. No. Based on what we've seen so far. But it's just this family. Like, I feel that the family is very weird.
How you gonna answer your
Okay. What do you guys feel that Heathcliff's family was like? And what made you feel this way?
I think they was reserved like him.
I agree with what she said. I think his family's very weird and like creepy and stuff.
It was it.
Can you get details on that, please?
Okay, like I think it was like on like the third page or the fourth page in the book on chapter 1 where Lockwood was describing how Heathcliff was. He was saying he was kind of weird and kind of quiet and like that.
Yes, I agree. I feel that way too because I feel that when Lockwood went to the house, in all seriousness, I feel like I feel that they set him up because they allowed him to take the ladder and he walked away and they thought he stole it. So I think it was all a plan for him to come back into the house. And then I feel right now they know that it was weird that something was going on. Lockwood was basically forced back to Heathcliff's house because of the blizzard that so-called happened. They allowed him to take. See, I don't see how you can let somebody take a ladder and then feel like they stole it. But
Why do y'all think that Heathcliff's family is like so reserved? Because he is.
I have something to say. Well, listening to the last conversation when they ended out, based on the
think we'll find that out later, but for now, yeah.
Well, to make an inference on that, going to that they reserve basically probably what he went through as a in his shower or like as growing up to become who he is today.
Y'all talking about the man? Hold on.
Heathcliff.
The reserved rude man.
The one that.
He's the landlord.
I agree with Erica because like what somebody said in the last discussion, they said that something bad happened to the house, and that whatever bad thing that was probably nothing like paranoid or scary or something. So that's why he's like reserved.
So, on the question about Heathcliff's family, as he said before, Heathcliff was an orphan, and he was taken in by Mr. Earnshaw. But his family wasn't as reserved with him, because Kathy or Catherine or whatever you want to call it, she was more outspoken and she was kind of spoiled, so her father didn't like her very much. She was the exact opposite of Mr. Heathcliff. Whereas Hindley or something like that matter, he did not like Mr. Heathcliff or Heathcliff at the time, and he would often hit, abuse. He was very mean, stubborn, and he was just very angry, vindictive kind of child.
So is this the person that who took Heathcliff and like adopted him?
No, Mr. Earnshaw was the man, the father who came back with Mr. Heathcliff and took a liking to him, made him like the favorite child, which made him the leader.
Oh, who was Hindle?
Hindle is the brother. It was Kathy, Hindle.
Oh,
and
so
then
he's a
Heathcliff.
child of the man. And
Yeah, he is adopted.
He was basically jealous of his kid.
Yeah, and he made Mr. Heathcliff's life basically like terrible. It's like,
I think I saw the name, so it's probably like in that second.
it's like right before the chapter where the ghost appears. It's like right before that.
Chapter
Where the ghost was at? Whose house the ghost was in?
It was in Wuthering Heights. It was the ghost of Kathy.
But who? It was outside or it was
in the house.
It was like in the window. Yeah, it was inside that little clutter space. You know where the little bed was. It was underneath there. I believe that was actually Heathcliff's room, because like they wouldn't allow him to sleep with the other children, so he had to like sleep in a little room away from them. Like,
You could probably kill everybody.
And
that's why he's so weird, and that's why it's a ghost coming out.
So do y'all think he's trying to hide the ghost, or is he trying to hide like the fact that he's not supposed to have his son?
He probably hide the fact that he killed everybody.
No, but I think he took on the house because that was his home, and after I guess everyone died, so it had history, and he didn't want to give up the history of the house. Or, yeah.
I agree. Question: What?
Why you?
Because he was adopted, so that family took him in, so he felt connected to them.
But what if he didn't feel connected? Like, what if he felt like an outcast or something like that?
If he felt like an outcast, it was because he was adopted. He probably just wanted a house to live in.
I feel as though like he came back to the house like maybe for Mr. Earnshaw. I think he came back to either like he came back to like when he came back for the money, he came back definitely to get back to Hindle and get the house from him. And then he definitely came back to like talk to Kathy, to the ghost, because after Mr. Lockwood leaves the room, like he like breaks down crying and he wants the ghost to talk to him, just like how the ghost was like he wants the ghost to like tell him to let her in, and he wants to see the ghost, he wants to talk to the ghost.
You want to talk to the ghost.
Yeah, because he obviously knows the ghost, and whereas Mr. Lockwood was like freaking out, he wants to see this ghost. He has some kind of unfinished business with this ghost, and he wants to see it again. Like there's some kind of emotional connection.
So we don't know who the ghost is.
It's supposed to be Catherine.
It's supposed to be Catherine.
Who's that?
Why is Kathy
It's
so-
his adopted father's actual daughter.
Why do y'all think the ghost keep him hanging in the house?
Because she wanna get him back.
That's she doesn't have no finished business to cross over. Maybe she has to get.
That's
like,
probably the only place she knows.
Oh yeah, the only place she knows, and like she still has some unfinished business to handle.
To go off like what Tyler said, I think this book is like The Grudge, if you ever heard of that movie. Like, so like when a family moves to the house, the ghosts haunt the people so bad that they die and like kick them out of the house because those people lived in that house and they don't want nobody moving in. So every time somebody lives in the house, they haunt them, and it kind of sounds like what the book is.
I have a question. Ms. Harsley or anybody that could answer this question. I just need clarification on who was like Lee and Mr. Lockwood's doing. Was it the maid or was it the goodness? Because I didn't get that.
I think that was the maid.
Oh, it was the maid.
She was trying to like get him in the room or something.
Was she hiding or did Mr. Heathcliff know he was in there? Because it seemed like when I was reading it that she was like sneaking him in.
I sort of think Mr. Heathcliff might know she was in there. I just don't think he knew she was in that room. Like that room might have been like off limits, but the maid put him in there as like a test subject. Like, yeah, tell me if something paranormal happens in here. I want to see if there's actually ghosts in this place.
Oh, okay. I have a question. So, like, isn't the house the Withering? No, which one?
And the one he
No, the one that Lockwood is at. Like,
Rushcross Game. I mean, Green.
She said
Whatever.
is that now like
She said
his house?
He didn't move in yet.
It's like it's one big house.
I don't
Like,
think
is it his house?
Yes.
So how come he wasn't allowed to go in certain rooms if that's his house?
Because he was renting a room and he flipped.
Yeah.
Oh, he was just renting.
It's like the White House, maybe like the West Wing, and he had like a certain boundary of the house.
So Lockwood and Heathcliff in two different houses, right?
No, they're in the same house. It's just like different. It's the house real big, so it's like different parts of the house.
Oh, I thought it was like he in a whole nother house and he in a whole nother house.
They are.
They
Just
Hold on,
clarification.
they are.
They are. It's two different houses.
I thought you said it was a.
I thought you said it's a big house
Like
that
a-
they all live in.
They're two big houses. Heathcliff rents out the other one.
So why so Heathcliff is the landlord, right?
Yes.
So how did he have the other house? Like what did he buy it? Did he inherit it? Like
He had to inherit it because everybody got one.
We got so
I think that Heathcliff, I think that he like either bought the house with the money that he just randomly got, or he tricked the current owner out of it. Because in the story when they're younger, and the man is telling Mr. Lockwood about how Mr. Heathcliff was as a child, like there's a scene between Mr. Heathcliff and Henley where he's basically like blackmailing him. Like, if you don't give me the horse that I want, I'm gonna tell Dad and I'm gonna show him the bruises that you gave me, and you're gonna get in trouble, and see what he does to you. And it's like
It's a scene back in. Y'all said what she's talking about. She's talking about a scene that happened in the book of Mr.
Ambius.
Yeah, between Mr. Heathcliff's past.
It's basically in this chapter, in this little packet, basically someone, I can't remember the name of who's telling Mr. Lockwood this, but like Mr. Heathcliff seemed like he was a very calm person, but he knew how to get what he wanted when he wanted. So he either bought the house or he like tricked the people, blackmailed the people into giving him the house. Now he came back, he like left and then just came back with a lot of money.
That he owns.
How you get the money?
How we all like
Bible business and he's supposed to do much and
awesome discussion.
Oh, she did this one.
If y'all have
about 2 more minutes.
Why do you think Heathcliff dealt
y'all said the ghost was in Heathcliff house, right? And that was in Lockwood house. Did you say that?
Is also in
He not in his little. He didn't get to rent the house yet. So he's in Heathcliff's house right now because he's a visitor.
Oh, so he, okay.
So yeah, I think like he's hiding the diaries because like it's something from his past or it's
He knows.
So high in him, but I think it's just an alternate
He has. He got to be has.
Maybe
One more
answer. Maybe he just don't want him. Maybe he not hiding something. Maybe he just don't want him to do stuff. Or he don't trust him around him.
I think that he had a connection with the person that he was now. Like that could have been like his girlfriend or something when she was alive, and that's why he wants to go to talk to him.
Alright. Let's, awesome discussion, you guys. Wonderful. Let's turn around and get some feedback.
Can I say something right fast?
Yes.
I think that he's hiding those books because if but you know the first part, so you can't say nothing. I think that he's hiding those books because if he sees them, he might think of like what he did in the past to make him want to hide those books, so to make him feel even more guilty and make him even more antisocial than he is now.
That's not quite right. I would like for you guys to get your feedback from your partners. Get your feedback from your partners. This was no. If you guys want to take a second to fill out the document, if not, please turn these packets in. This was an awesome seminar. This is really, really happy.
You just need to ask me.
My mother, her hands in work. Get messed up.
I did.
Are we creating our partner?
Yes. Talk to your partner before you leave. Make sure you put your packets in the basket on the black table.
Oh, you're amazing. You gave amazing points and offered arguments that provoked others to ask questions, like made them think. But you didn't ask a lot of questions yourself.
I put it in my bed.
Well,
did you talk at all? This is a leader. Get a little deep. She got one dying. She's still hurt.
I think you look like this.
I did. What are you talking about? This for yourself, food. For your food. Oh, you doing yourself? Yes.
Like this.
Today we're going to do like this.
Like your mother just so